Hello, and we're back for another episode of Transform. We're here with Adam, and he's going to share it. He's going to share his fitness journey with us, and we're going to understand where he got started and how he got started into training and what propelled him to make the change and to get into it. So, what made you start the training when you started?
I probably started when I was at high school, like with a few mates. Just started training, enjoyed it. Like me and two mates, like we were like went religiously to the point where if you missed a session, you had the shit sort of thing. Like you didn't want to do overtime at work because you wanted to make sure you got to the gym, and just really enjoyed it. And it's been been a lifelong thing ever since. I've had my moments where I've had time off with, when, have young kids and that and take a break for 8 months, but always found my way back into the gym and, just love it. It's part of life.
It's part of your mindset once you're at a gym. If you don't have it, you don't feel quite right. If you get what
100%.
I mean?
Yeah. Good for the body and good for the mind.
Yeah, as soon as especially you leave, you're glad like it's over and done with. You're like, yes,
Yeah.
you feel good for the day, but you know what I mean? It's just getting there, getting that first one. You might have that same problem with certain muscle groups. What muscle groups do you have that issue with? Do you have one?
It's always nice. It's always nice to walk out after leg day.
Do it on Monday then. Do it on Monday so the rest of your week's easy.
Believe it or not, Monday is leg day. We get it done and we get
Mine is
out.
too. Mine is too.
Like knock it over. I've got a week before I'm going to do them again.
Yeah. And then you saw her like creeping around where I work at. I've got these stairs because like the snap's all the way upstairs. So after leg day, I'm like, oh no, down them stairs and up them stairs we go.
Yeah, I'm going to go up them again.
Oh, yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome.
Get them out, get them done. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so during that time, what was how long you've actually trained? So all the way since then, when did you have the urge to compete? When did that fire lit underneath you?
I've always tinkered with the idea, like right from a young age, but I'd sort of, will I, won't I, and got to the point where I sort of, I was getting older, and I thought if I don't jump in and dip the foot in and have a crack soon, I'm gonna miss the window. And but believe it or not, I didn't actually compete till I was 40. I don't think it was a midlife crisis. It might have been, but I thought.
Your muscles mature then. Perfect timing.
Yeah. I mean, if I don't do it now, I'm going to get too old for it. So we got in, did a few comps, and I just went back to training for a while, and then Dak said we need to get you back up again, and my boys, I've got but two boys that are nearly 23 and 19 now. They didn't get to see me compete the first time, and they said, "Oh, Dad, we really want to, so you have a go." So I thought, right, we'll get in, and but I'll do a show, and I think we're on our fourth season now. We're back to back. Just go, we'll do another one. I've had more comebacks since gone far, and they reckon I keep saying, "Oh, that's it." Next year,
another one. You got the hook with the bug, but that's the beauty of that sport. You can do that for quite a long time if just take your time, relax with it, don't stress over it. Don't try to force things early. Like a lot of people want things like early. Where if you work for it, take your time with it, it will just stick, and you can just slowly keep progressing. Not progressing, increasing. Sorry, my bad.
But 100%. I mean, you got one thing for to tell anyone out there. You need to find yourself a good coach. Like I'm getting close to 52 now, and I've been like 4 years. I've been with Dak. I've known Dax for a long time, but been prepping with him for 4 years, and every year he's got me in better condition. And like generally when you're getting to my age, you're going down the other side of the hill, but he just keeps, he's a master at his craft, and he just keeps, getting me better and better. So, you really need to find the right coach. It really helps.
Yeah, that's 100%, because otherwise you're going to have to spend a few years making mistakes, learning their mistakes that person already done for you. So it gives you a head start by, getting that knowledge base that someone else already knows, and they're good at what they do. So then, it makes you in a better place. By that though, it's sometimes you've got to learn your body a little bit, and that takes a little bit of time too.
Definitely. Yeah, it's all a learning curve, and I think experience that ourselves with carb ups and that what worked and didn't work so well, and we'll try this and geez, that really we really out there, and you sort of you do keep sort of tinkering.
Once you've got that data though, it makes the next one easier.
100%.
But by saying that, that's the tricky thing about the beast. Every prep's never the same. It's always slightly a little bit different. You can use that as a gauge, but it's slightly like,
Yeah, 100%. You've always got little variables that might pop up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So by talking about that, so you just competed, you did a few shows, didn't you, just coming up, and now you're getting ready for the Worlds. What, you're only a week away, aren't you? So carb loading will be coming soon.
We're 8 days out. So I did season B last year, did the Australian titles, and was lucky enough to win the Masters and that and come second in Class 1.
Congrats.
And then we were going to do season B again this year and defend it. And then NABBA got the world titles, and I thought, geez, it's now or never for me at in my 50s. The first time they've been in Australia, and I thought, I said to Dax, what do you reckon? He goes, yeah, mate, well, let's press on. We'll have a clean off season, have a little break over Christmas and rip in. And here we are. We did the state show. I won the Masters in that, went up to Queen, did the Southern Hemispheres and won Masters and Class 1 in that, and then hopefully we can bring some silverware home next weekend. But it'll be a tough one, this one, but we're looking to go in our best shape ever, so we've put the work in, and if it's good enough on the day, then we'll be real happy.
100%. Good luck. Like I said, I'm sure you're leaving no page unturned, and you've got a good team there guiding you, so you'll get into it and get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we are. We're very tired at the moment because we're bleeding. I've already had the 35 minutes on the stairs this morning. I'm going to go back from 35 on the incline treadmill this afternoon, and there are not many carbs at the moment, but we got 3 days of hell, and then we'll start bringing the carbs up and back the cardio off a bit. But we're nearly there.
That will make it a bit more exciting too, because it was sort of like spread it out that last little week. If you get what I mean? Yeah. You're going for that last little torture spot at the moment.
That's it. I got one more shift left at work. I'm taking some time off, so I'm looking forward to knocking that over. And it's sort of. I think there'll be a few naps on the lounge in between sessions.
You're not finding your sleep interrupted because you'll be a lot leaner now, or you're not too bad with your sleep?
Sleep is terrible at the moment. Because as you know, you have quite a bit of fluid as well. So we're sort of trying to have 5 to 6 litres of fluid a day. So as you get older too, it doesn't help. You like to get up in the middle of the night for a leak as it is. So I'm up nearly every hour, sort of, So it's and I work arvos as well, so I don't go to bed till sort of 11:30, and then we train early as well. So I normally get about 5 hours in, and then I'll go train, and then I'll have a little bit of a nap before work just to sort of get the sleep in. But it does disrupt your sleep a fair bit as you get leaner. Your metabolism's just firing, and you just sort of wake up. Oh, and I'm up again. It's all
part and parcel. Part and parcel getting that lean, eh?
They say if you're not suffering, you're not doing it right.
There's a point there though when you can over suffer though too, but you've got that fine line. It's hard. But stairs that'd be brutal. Like, oh jeez. I remember I do 15 minutes, and I'm like, that's enough. 5 or 10 minutes.
Enough. Gotta find some good music, and it's as much head game as it is physical. It's like you're in your head talking to yourself, come on, keep going. So,
did you find that this brought your hamstrings in or up a little bit more, or give them more the fight? Or it's the same, or so it did actually help that then? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I sort of try and do sort of different sort of positions on the stairs as well. I'll sort of lean out a bit and just try and isolate them a bit on there, so you can actually feel your hamstrings working and your glutes. So just trying to give it that little bit extra. Yeah.
So volume for you wouldn't be trying to set any powerlifting records at the moment. You wouldn't be moving the weight around, just squeezing, pumping it up. Yeah.
we're definitely not going too heavy. The boys are actually that I train with, they're actually got a heavy session at the moment, like their block. So I'm just
Mesomichael block,
them, but I'm off to the side, sort of doing my own sort of thing, a little bit higher reps and a little bit less weight. I don't want to go twang a week out.
An 80 or a 70, yeah.
Sorry,
80 or 70%, sort of around that range.
Yeah. Safer. Yeah.
As we get older, everything doesn't feel the same. May I ask, how old are you now at the moment?
I'll be 52 in a few months.
52. So, so you got 10 years. You got a decade on me, yeah. I've got a catcher. I've got a bit of age on me. Yeah, I've got a little bit of silver.
There's no colour in there, it's all white.
Oh, there's still a little bit of colour in there.
All
the training's kept you younger.
I look like an old staffy.
Stop it. Okay, so that so you've got that. Did you find any? Sorry, my bad. Did you have any other shows you competed in, but always NABBA, like federations?
The actually first comp I did IFBB the first season years and years ago. So I did back in the day. It was the old IFBB with Paul and Carol Graham. So that was in 2014.
Yep.
So I did a comp called the New South Wales Country Classic that was up at Belmont.
Yeah, and I think the other bloke that ran that. They got a massage place out near. I'm trying to think. He works out. I forget his name. Is it? Oh, it starts with an M, isn't it? My bad. I can't remember. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think like Carol was the sort of main. Yeah, but I'm not sure.
Because he started teaching me to pose out there. That's all. It's because I went to do posing out there. Because I'm originally from Newcastle, Maitland. But like I said, I'm out at Orange now, so that's why I had that record. Because I remember them running that show like ages ago, and I went and seen him a few times.
I can't think of his name either, but I do know who you're talking about. So I did that show up there, and I won that, and then I went straight into do. At the time, it was actually New South Wales, it was state and nationals. It was in the one show. So if you were in New South Wales. Lived in New South Wales, you're actually doing your state and national show like in the one show. So I placed second in that. So it wasn't a bad start to it. So at a win in a couple of seconds. So
nice. How did you find them ran differently? Like was it ran like quicker or was it slower between the two different shows federations you've been with so far?
To be honest, be brutally honest, I much prefer NABBA. They're a very, very, I've been a professional outfit, but NABBA are so much more family orientated. They're just a fantastic bunch of people to deal with. Maria, who's taken over NABBA a few years ago now, she's really brought it from, it actually folded for a while, NABBA, when I think it was Graham Lansfield, I think, had it back in the day, and she's resurrected it, and you couldn't fault them. They're just a fantastic bunch of people. Maria, you got Matt Moody there, the National Secretary. They really make you feel welcome and look after their athletes. Look, that's the only place I'd compete now.
They're always quick to respond to, you know what I mean? Like, so
100%.
Not as long, and it's like bang, response.
100%. I could guarantee you now, if I messaged them and had a question for them about the show, within half an hour I'd have a reply.
Yeah, you do. I noticed that.
They're that good. They're fantastic bunch of people to
when I did. When I watched though, like the comparison between, because like says from the last IFBB that you were talking about, there was a change of thing now it's gone pro league, and then Doherty took over it more. But anyway, between that point, I noticed the show with Doherty and that will be over quickly, like about 12 o'clock. It's done. You're in and out, and then like I said with NABBA, goes from like that same time early in the morning all the way up to at least 6 o'clock or later.
They've
more stage present.
Tinkered with it. to do, whereas like IFBB, they'll do men in the morning and women in the afternoon. They two separate shows. Again, you have to pay for both. Like if you want to go watch, you're going to pay for the men's show and then pay again for the women's show. Whereas NABBA, it goes all day and they mix it up a bit. They are looking at whether they go back to the format of the men in the morning, women in the afternoon, but still the one show and the one price. They're very good, fantastic with regards like looking after not only their athletes, but they're also people going to spectators. So it's one show. It's not there's one price for the whole day. Like so, but they're having a look just to see if they mix it up where they've been sort of running some men's divisions and into some bikini and then back to the men's just to mix it up a bit. So people that they might only have a few hours to go to the show, they can actually get a bit of a mix of both. So rather than like just turn up and watch all men or all women. So
100%. That's why I watched the format where it was going. What you'd have like the novices, the masters, and the novice classic, and then
classic.
and then they would do the open and like your weight divisions later in the evening after. They sort of separate then female, male, then female, male type of thing, and then your final overall, and then the other where that sort of it sort of mixes it up a bit.
So they're really good. They sort of changed it to that, and then they've been getting like competitive feedback just to see what they think of it. Like whether they like the format or whether they prefer to go back to the sort of men all done and dusted and the females. So they're always after input to improve their shows. Like they really keep their athletes well informed and listen to their feedback.
Have you got a plan for the off season? Are you planning to do another year next year? If you did, I was just asking if you got feedback and they said, you can work on this straight away, or is it something you're planning on working on if you're going to move on after this? I was just curious.
We did from doing the show in October. So the show in October, I went in super lean. Like my DEXA actually came in at 2.1, which there's no way it was 2.1 because I reckon I'd be near 10 at 2.1, but might have been high freeze. But it came in, and we were the most conditioned on stage by a long way. But we did sort of, I probably burnt a bit of muscle,
sacrificed a bit
to there, and the judges' feedback from with that said, best conditioned on the day, but come in a bit fuller. So we worked on that in the off season. We're looking, we'll probably go in around 5 kilo heavier. We've been tracking for like season A. At the moment, I have told my wife I'm retiring, which I think she was quite happy to hear. But she also said, I'll believe that when I hear it because you've told me that 3 times already. But we'll go back. We'll have I actually compete on the Sunday, and the wife and I are going up to Foster for a week. So
you'll need that R&R.
Not going too crazy on the diet, like having some treats, but not going mental. And then we'll be straight back into the grind. And then we'll
assess then.
Definitely speak to the judges again. Like they're fantastic. Like they get back to you straight away, and like with their feedback, and I'll have a chat to them and see what they reckon, and whether I compete again or not, I'll definitely get their feedback and work on whatever they reckon. I need to, because like I'll be a lifelong trainer. Like as long as I can. And get up and down in the morning, I'll be going to the gym. So we'll hang tough for as long as we can, and enjoy the ride.
The more muscle mass you've got, the longer your longevity is. So it's going to help.
100%.
It's going to
definitely good for your health. For sure.
So, we'll just get some inside depth of what you got going on. Are you planning on leaving a bit earlier to get up there and get ready, or are you just going to wait to the day? Do you hold water when you fly? If you fly, is that an issue for you?
the Worlds is in Sydney, so I'm
that's
based
right. My bad. Yeah.
I'm based on the Central Coast, so I'm only an
Oh, you
hour away.
drive?
Yeah, so I'll just drive down on the day. We're tanning the day before on site, which is good. So I'll go down and suss it out the day before, and I've already sussed parking out. We'll drive down, go get our tan on Saturday, come home and get everything set up for the next day, and then we'll drive down early, get there early so we can get our tan sorted and everything, and then we'll be good to go. Yeah, I think a couple of boys like Jack, who competes with me, he lives up at Maitland, so he's a bit further up, so he's going to go down a day or two beforehand and stay down there.
Yeah, I think he was at World Gym Maitland when I used to work there.
Yes, yeah, I think he trained out of there a bit. Yes,
yeah, when I used to work there. Yeah, that was ages ago.
Yeah. So, I'll just drive down on the day and drive down with me bags full of chicken and rice. You go down with everything just in case, like Cocoa Pops, just in case.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, you get some probably other food you'll get that you usually don't get. You know what I mean? But you would have found out that it doesn't make any bloat to your stomach, and make sure that you already know all that though. You would have tested all that.
It's funny you see people that get there that haven't been to a comp before, and they're looking around, and there's people eating rice cakes covered in honey bags of lollies, donuts, hot chips, and they're going, are these guys going on stage? They're eating all this shit. But it's funny, like the different carb up routines that it'll work for one person, and someone else.
Careful of that extended stomach and that, and then the fats and that. When you get lots of them high fats, takes heaps longer to break down, so it's going to extend that morning. It probably depends on your look that morning more. You know what I mean?
100%. Look, again, that's where you need to get yourself a good coach, like. Dax will be up at 4 a.m, like saying, right, send me some photos, right? What do you weigh?
It's early.
Right, we're gonna do this at 5 o'clock. Have X amount of fluid. Like, then I want you to have your oats or whatever it might be. Yeah. But he's constantly checking in, and I'll meet you down there, and we'll have another look. And but he plans everything out to the minute, like so. It's really crucial that you have a good coach in your corner. I'd be lost without it. Yeah. I wouldn't know. You know the basics, but you really need someone that's been there, done it before, and it's got a lot of knowledge as he does.
100%. Sorry, my bad. I lost my train of thought.
You're right.
My bad. I just completely lost it. It went in one ear and out the other. I had a brain fart. Old man moment.
Man, I have plenty of them at the moment, especially with the lack of carbs.
Yeah, I noticed that as they get lower, it gets worse. It always usually happens.
I'm like the form of sentence sometimes. I say, no, that didn't ever make sense.
You think you're splitting one word out, but it's a different one, huh?
People are looking at you. I know. I don't know what I said.
We can go into that, then. That was my question that come back to me. So what's the nutrition looking like for you now? Like, what is it? Do you know, like, your calorie intake, or are you more just certain food?
So at the moment, we're on, for the next few days, we're on about 1,800 calories.
Ooh, that's low.
So she's low.
You be feeling it.
it. In the off season, I think we went up to the 6,800.
Nice.
For a while, so
you would have enjoyed that.
That was the other end of the spectrum where you go, oh, jeez, I've got to eat again.
And the alarm goes off and you quench.
It's like, come on, eat again. But, so we'll... Brekkies pretty low carb. It's just like 50 grams of oats with a scoop of protein and some berries and banana. Then we roll into a couple of meals of 200 grams of chicken with a 125 cup of rice and some veggies. And then that's the end of the carbs for the day. We go to another couple of meals of poke and just veggies, like 150, 200 grams of like beans and broccoli and some veggies, and then we get a little bit of a treat before I go to bed. I have a Chobani, like low fat yogurt with like a half a scoop of protein in it, which is like a little bit.
Whack it in the freezer like a little ice cream. Then sometimes that's what I do with the Greek yogurt, and it takes longer to break down.
When I get up here, I might go throw one in and try that.
About 2 hours I leave it. Then it's sort of a little bit soft still, so I can still get it hard enough.
I like it. Like a soft serve. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good trick.
I might have a crack at that. but yeah, it's sort of you sort of hit it's funny. I'll hit the wall about sort of 1-2 o'clock, and then I'm a bit like trashed for a couple of hours, and then I start, even though I'm not having carbs, I seem to come good about 4, and I get through the rest of the day. But you sort of keep looking at the watching, when can I eat again at the moment? But then
you're fighting that hunger pain. So during this time, do you have do you get like 1 meal, 1 a week, or do you get a higher day every now and again? Or is it more sporadic for you at the moment?
Not at the moment.
In between, like the last few weeks, as you
So leading in, we'll have when you're like a fair way up, we'll have a cheat meal once a week. Then it goes to like a refeed meal. So generally the refeed
clean up.
Half a kilo of steak, half a kilo of potato, and then we had a high carb day. Like again, Dax will sort of have a look at you. Righto, you're looking really flat. We'll pump some carbs into you. So I think both Jack and myself were sort of tracking very similar. So I think we had a high carb day about 4 days ago, where we really smacked. I think I ended up having 950 grams of rice, half a kilo of potato.
You would have felt full then.
It's funny. I was loving it. Each meal, I feel full. And half hour later, I could eat
hungry again.
Your metabolism, it's just getting mental. So it was a great day, and I went, you get the end of the day, I went, well, that's it. It's hell from tomorrow. So, and then that'll be it. Now we'll just sort of keep assessing each day, but I'd say we'll probably start carving up for Thursday, just a little bit extra, and as the days progress, Dax will just keep bringing the carbs up as he sort of sees fit, sort of thing.
So loads them in a bit earlier, so then it doesn't just smash them into you at once, and they don't stick that way, because then you look better 2 or 3 days later usually if you do that. I've had that at one of my early shows. It was a little bit flat still, and the next day I looked, where was it yesterday? It's slightly off. Like you go have a few donuts and a few treats, and you wake up and you got veins running everywhere, and you're peeled, and think, that would have been handy yesterday. But we're pretty good the last few years. With Dax, he nails it. Every time. We just like I said, we've just tinkered with the carb up slightly different, just to see, how we go. And it's been good having these 3 shows in a row, because we've been able to tinker a little bit and see, that was spot on. We'll run with that again. So, but it's a constant process. And as you know, you're always, some days you think, geez, I look good today. What have I sort of had? And how, you eat a little bit different, and it really shows. Sometimes with that, though, you'll think you look good. That's why that second eye always helps, because then they'll come, no, you look flat. Do you know what I mean? You just think you look good because you look leaner, but you don't look as, that's it. You're like, you think, I'm lean, but they go, you're flat as a taco. Eat a ton of carbs. So that's good as well. But so when you are training, we'll say as an example what you, because I won't count it on what your last sort of trained. We'll say just before leading up, like probably about 10 weeks or so out. What's usually your training structure, and what's the volume like usually? Because I had an idea sort of, because I spoke to Dax before, and he sort of got the understanding how you do different training methods of percentages as you're going along. Different blocks do different things, but that's in general the structure of it and the overall volume of the training. So we'll do the days never change. So we'll do Monday's leg day, then we roll into chest on Tuesday. Wednesday's a rest day. Thursday we go into back. Friday's arms, and then
So Friday's shoulders, Saturday's arms, and then we have a rest day on Sunday. But we do cardio every day, and then we'll look at generally, depending on body parts, but 3 to 4 exercises per body part with like generally 4 sets. We'll do a couple
12,
of warm-ups.
12, 15 overall.
Yeah.
And,
And then just to like I said, like obviously you'll do a bit less on biceps than you would do on your legs sort of thing.
It's smaller. They don't need as much, and they get hit auxiliary with the other ones. So
yes, 100%. And like I said, we'll do sort of blocks anywhere, just depending on how we're feeling. Dax, might do like a 8 to 10 week block, and then of like really a low rep, heavy stuff, and then we'll go to a bit more volume work, and then a bit of GVT, like German volume training, where it's like 10 sets of 10 and just all out, like go sort of
I do slight similar but different. I would do like slightly where I'll have the phases where I'll go, just do the 12 to 15. You know what I mean? My training's very similar. I would do 3 days, 1 day rest, 2 days, 1 day rest. Very similar to you, what you do.
Yeah.
But I will do different phases of not so much the weight I move, I just go by feel, but more so like the volume. So my volume will, I'll have like 3 or 4 weeks of really high volume, anywhere from 20 to 30 sets. Then I'll have less volume, if you know what I mean. Dependent. To balance it. But I found less volume works better when I'm moving more weight and I've got more food. When the volume goes up, I found when the volume goes up and I'm dieting more, that's when that I found works better for me. But I pull back the intensity to 80%.
Your calories are down and you just don't have it in you.
That just rips. Like no. We were talking about that. How have you had any injuries while training yet? Have you copped any?
I've been very lucky. I had, believe it or not long before the first comp this season, I don't know, to be honest, I felt it go, and I did get a little bit of light bruising, but I thought at the time, oh no, I've torn my pec. It hurt
they suck.
And I thought, but I've had it before in my other pec where I didn't get any bruising at all, but it hurt like hell. And 2 days later, it came good. Now, this one, it did get a bit of bruising. So I think I got just a really slight, like minor tear, but it wasn't too much because the pain went after a few days, but it did bruise a little bit. Yeah. Other than that, I've been very, very lucky. Like I've had a few twinges in the back just with a bit of sciatica and stuff.
It looks like twinge.
But touch wood, I've been very lucky with my training. I've never experienced anything, too bad that's kept me out of the gym for any more than a day or two, sort of thing.
It will usually feel like an elastic band. You'll just feel like ink, and then it will just go black. You're like, oh no. No.
We're sort of going a bit heavy, and I thought, oh no, I'm gone. And poor Dax, I think I gave him a heart attack because he thought, that's it, we're done. And then I thought, oh no. Once I got off, I thought, oh no, it's not too bad. It hurts, but it's, I looked at it, well, it's not filling full of blood and going black, so I definitely haven't torn it bad. And I said a few days I got a little bit of colour, but I think I was pretty lucky at just like a bit of a strain sort of thing. Like, and I think I got a bit of work done with a massage.
That helps,
and it does. And she said your chest, both sides, was really tight. So I think it was just I should have had a bit more work done on the body, like just to loosen everything up.
Up in there usually.
Yes, it was. When she got into it, I thought, oh bloody hell, that's hurt. And she goes, you're really tight in there. So it's one thing I've learnt that I need to do a bit more of is like stretching and a bit of body maintenance, like getting in for regular like massages and
The problem is, like, we know that we should do it, but we just don't do it. I'm the sucker for the same thing. I do the massages though. I do get the massages, but just the general stretch and stuff afterwards, we should do it, but I just don't do it.
I keep telling myself I'm going to do it, and then all right, I'm done. Grab the bag and walk out. So
that's enough. Do it another day.
Just being a bloke, it's like finished. Like
That's the advantage of doing the in-person PTs. Sometimes I've got clients and I stretch them, so I just do them when they're doing this, the demonstrators. I'm like,
Yeah,
two birds with one stone.
yeah, 100%. I'll get it in one way or another.
Yeah, otherwise I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, so you'll when they usually go though, what I've noticed is if they go bad, you will feel them, and then it will go away, like it goes numb.
yeah,
If you get what
yeah,
I mean? So you won't know, and
yeah.
you could even slightly train on, but when you do, you'll feel it not firing correctly. Like
Yes,
if you
yeah,
get
yeah,
that, just stop. Don't keep
yeah,
going.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
You
no,
make it worse.
we pulled up regardless that day. I went, no,
Yeah.
I'll just do a little bit of stretching and yeah, and but yeah, we were lucky. We dodged a bit of a bullet, I think. Yeah, so
Yeah,
but
100%.
yeah,
Yeah, so there'll be it'll be pretty big. Is it a 2 day show for Worlds, or what is that a 1 day show? How are they running that? Do you know?
the 1 day show which they so I think they'll try and really run it tight because they got the pro show as well.
Mm,
Now, I don't think the pro show is going to be huge. Like, I don't think there'll be like a ton of divisions. I'm
yeah,
not sure how many athletes are coming over for that. I know
few.
a few, but till we get there on the day. But I think even I was talking to Maria actually the other day, and they said some of the international athletes are just waiting on visas still like to come through, so they haven't finalised. The Aussie Rego's closed, but there's I think they've got a rough idea of numbers that are coming. They're just waiting on a few athletes to like get their visas sorted and stuff, and then they'll sort of know, they can sort of plan what they're going to do, sort of thing. Yeah. So it'll be they've got the amateur show, and then I think they're going to run the amateurs in the morning and then run the pro in the afternoon. That would sort of make sense. So I'd say the pro show might even go into the night, because obviously there's going to be a fair few amateurs competing. That'll be quite a big show. I've got no idea, to be honest, with the pro show how many people that are coming for that. But so it'll be a big day, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, I say it will be. So before we boot off, because we've got a minute left on the clock,
Yep.
is there anything else you would like to discuss before we boot off? It's been wonderful having you on, and appreciate your time for coming on, and appreciate that. Thank you very much for sharing your story.
Yeah, no, I just appreciate the invite to jump on and have a chat. It's been quite enjoyable. So
cool.
I feel like it's a first for me doing a Zoom chat. Like I'm old school. Like said to the wife, "How do I get on bloody Zoom? Quick download it."
You did well. I lost my fort. You had your fort going good. You're the one with the less calories. Yours was sharp. Mine went away there for a second.
It's taking a lot of brain power to focus.
It would. Oh, well, you rest up. You don't have long now, so good luck, and we all can't wait to see. We'll have a look at what happens at the show.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks for your time. It's been a pleasure to be on.
Appreciate it. I'll send you a couple of texts.